Azaan the Eternal is the newest frontline champion coming to Paladins with a base health of 4500. His passive is called Ire. Each time you take or deal damage, your Ire meter increases, which then reduces the damage you take up to 20% at max. While above 85% Ire, you deal 12% increased damage and have a glow around you to indicate this. If you use an ability while above that threshold, your ability will receive an additional bonus, but it will consume Ire as a result. Azaan's weapon is called Judgment. He throws a hammer forward, dealing 540 damage on the first 2 throws and 660 on the third one.
That was a close one.
His alt fire is called Reckoning. Azaan sends out a projectile that explodes in front of you, dealing 300 damage and lifting enemies in the air for 0.3 seconds. If you're above the threshold, this ability will have its cooldown reduced. His first ability is called Sanctuary. Azaan places 5 walls down in front of him, each having 2500 health. This ability consumes 20 Ire, and if above the threshold, the walls have their health increased by 50%. Azaan's next ability is called Conviction. You dash forward, carrying up to 1 enemy along with you. If slammed into a wall, you deal damage to the enemy and then stun them for a brief time. If the wall you slam them into is one of your Sanctuary walls, you deal additional damage and stun them for even longer. This ability consumes 15% Ire, and if above the threshold, will be used faster than normal. And finally, Azaan's ultimate is called Deliverance. He flies into the air for up to 6 seconds, reducing the damage he takes by 50%. You can then throw your hammer at a target location on the ground, dealing 725 damage to enemies and applying a knockback. Shortly after that, you will teleport to your hammer, deal an additional 150 damage, and apply another knockback.
Good stuff. Now. Double kill.
You dare? Medic!
As for Azaan's talents, his first one is called Persistence, and it reduces the damage you take by 5% and allows you to gain 40% lifesteal on your hits with your basic attacks. At level 2, you unlock Tempering. This makes it so your Reckoning, Sanctuary, and Conviction automatically gain their bonus effect, but their base cooldown is increased by 50%. And finally, at level 8, you will unlock Eternal. This talent makes it so your Ire no longer decays due to lack of damage being taken or dealt, but you no longer gain the passive damage increase while above the threshold. Azaan's first set of cards affect his armor and weapon. You can increase the time until your Ire begins to decay, heal yourself once above the threshold, heal for every percentage point of Ire consumed, or increase your maximum health. His Reckoning cards allow you to reduce the cooldown of Conviction after using Reckoning, increase the duration of the lift that Reckoning applies, heal each time you hit an enemy with Reckoning, or reduce the cooldown of Sanctuary after using Reckoning. Azaan's Sanctuary cards reduces the damage you take while at least 1 wall segment is active, reduce the cooldown of Sanctuary, apply a heal over time effect if at least 1 wall segment is active, or reduce the damage your allies take if they are within 35 units of a wall segment. And finally, the Conviction cards allow you to reduce the damage you take for 2 seconds after using Conviction, reduce the cooldown of Conviction, heal after using Conviction, or increase the distance you travel during Conviction.
How fleeting are all human passions compared with the massive continuity of ducks. I thought persistence was my thing. But these fools die again and again, and keep coming back for more. You have no idea the magnitude of the conflict I fight. And you think yourself special. You are insignificant.
You might be worthy of the pyre.
Absolutely not.
I am beyond praise. I am the pyre.